Welcome back. I'm Uday Pratap Singh. You're joining us on NewsX. 30 civilians have reportedly been killed, including women and children, in overnight airstrikes carried out by Pakistan Air Force on Matre Dara village in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. The Pakistani authorities have not yet clarified what the intended target was. However, the attack, which reportedly began around 2 a.m. on Monday, reduced large parts of the Tira Valley settlement to rubble, leaving dozens more injured. All of the victims are civilians. According to sources and emerging reports, the PAF deployed JF-17 fighter jets during the strike, releasing at least 8 LS-6 precision-guided glide bombs. Disturbing pictures and videos of the incident site showed bodies, including those of children, lying around. Rescue teams were engaged in searching for bodies under rubble, raising fears of the death count rising further. The world is completely silent on this massacre conducted by the Pakistani forces. Ambassador Suresh Goyal, former diplomat, is with us live. Major Dhruv Katoch, defense expert, is joining us live. Dr. Amjad Ayub Mirza, POK activist, is with us on the broadcast. Air Vice Marshal O.P. Tiwari, former Indian Air Force officer, joins us live as well. Ambassador Goyal, what do you make of this incident and the global silence on what the Pakistani forces have done? Ambassador Goyal, can you hear me? Okay, we seem to have lost him there. Major Katoch, let me draw you in here. What really led to Pakistan dropping bombs on their own territory in this manner?
Uday, I think it is the most outrageous thing which has happened in Pakistan, where the Pakistan Air Force has bombed its own civilians. Now, this is not, unfortunately, this is not the first time it is happening, and it is going to be repeated again and again because the world never condemns it. You know, a word about these bombs. One, when, of course, they are precision-guided munitions, but here too, the circular error of probability is 15 meters, which means that the bomb can go 15 meters left or right at the best of, in the best of conditions. Number two, the warhead is at least 50 kgs or maybe 100 kgs. From the point of impact, at least 100 meters radius from that particular point, people are going to get injured. Now, these weapons are used for war. They are not used against civilians. And under any circumstances, they are not used for counter-insurgency operations. Now, that is where you got to put in your troops, the way the Indian Army does, and use light weapons, your rifles or your automatic weapons at the maximum. The Air Force is never employed. And I think what the Pakistan Army has done is criminal. They need to be held to account. But unfortunately, these acts of depravity and criminality always go unpunished when Pakistan is the perpetrator. Imagine in Ukraine, if one civilian gets killed, the entire Western media goes bonkers. Here, 20 or more civilians have died, young babies, children, women, and the world is silent. I think that is a shame, but I'm glad that you are taking it up. This must hit the consciousness of every right-thinking person in the world. Uday.
All right, let me in fact draw you in, Dr. Amjad Ayub Mirza. Does the silence of the world surprise you, shock you? Global silence on this incident, Dr. Amjad Mirza. What do you make of that? And, what are the reports that you are getting of the lives lost due to this atrocity? Dr. Mirza, can you hear me?
Dr. Mirza, please unmute yourself. Yeah, it's okay now.
First of all, allow me to thank your channel and your current affairs production team and your producer and yourself for always bringing up human rights issues on this channel. Now, regarding your question, I'm not shocked. I'm angry. I'm angry because I'm angry because and sad as well at the same time, because the priorities of the world are different, and the global conscious is manipulated by the vested interests of those who control the media, who control the narratives. And now this incident, I had already reported last week that there was a meeting of corps commanders, operational commanders, and Air Force senior officials in GHQ held through video conferencing. And Asim Munir used these words: wipe them out. Read my lips, wipe them out. And I reported that this meeting has been held, and they are now going to use fighter jets, Chinese fighter jets, in Balochistan and in Khyber Pakhtunkhwa as well, on civilian populations. And that is what they have done exactly on Saturday. They have targeted Tira Valley, because Tira Valley is the area, the Kuram agency is loaded with minerals and gold and oil in that region. They have discovered that. They want the population to move. Yes. They had announced on the what is it called, 18th, 19th, they announced on the 19th of September, the military said that there will be a 24-hour curfew in this area. First, they asked people to leave the area. People refused to leave because they have past experience. Once they leave, when they come back, there is nowhere to come back to. So they refused to leave. And this is why they said, okay, we cannot ask them to leave, because they don't leave. We have done flash floods through cloudbursts. They still don't leave. Let's bomb them. And that is exactly what they decided, and I reported it, that they are going to use Chinese fighter jets to bomb them. Actually, to be honest, this TTP and all this, they have strategically allowed TTP, Tehreek-e-Taliban Pakistan, to enter these areas. So what happens is they go forward, they ambush them, and then strategic retreat by the military, so the Taliban move forward. Then they move forward until they are in that zone. So then they declare that zone as conflict zone. My question is, if they say that they were Taliban over there and they were hiding weapons in the mosque, right? Where are the photographs? Where is the proof? If you kill one Taliban, in reality, you would flash that photograph all over the world, on your news channels, on print media, everywhere. But there is no such thing. What we see is dead bodies of young children, women. And this is not the first time, and as Katoji said, this is not going to be the last time either. Now, when Katoji comes back for his contribution, I would like him to remind us about what jets did they use, because that is crucial. I think he mentioned J-17, and if he can again explain the crater and all that. Yeah, that is very important for people to understand the impact and the collaboration of the Chinese and Pakistanis in killing these people. Pakistan army has not changed, sir, since Operation Searchlight, March 1971 till today. Pakistan army has not changed. They are the same. They are killer same. They are killer army. They went into Sito and they went into Cento. Why? To kill. Sir, this is an army that has to be smashed and wiped out of the face of the earth. This army actually needs to be wiped out. Not the people of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, who are loving people. They love India. They are Afghans. This is Pakistani occupied Afghanistan. Like we say, Pakistani occupied Jammu Kashmir. This KPK actually is Pakistani occupied Afghanistan, because the British divided through the Durid line. So it is a very sad day, sir. It is a very sad day. Back to you.
Okay. Let me in fact quickly take that to Air Vice Marshal Tiwari. Air Vice Marshal Tiwari, what do you make of these airstrikes that Pakistan carried out on its own people? What were the bombs dropped? Which were the aircrafts used by them? And what do you believe prompted this strategy, this extreme measure?
Uday, I was thinking of that efficiency and army's inefficiency, but Dr. Amjad has added a different angle to it. I am very fully convinced about it, what he has said. Now, first of all, let me tell you, The Pakistan army is what powerful. Why got nothing? In spite of being percentage-wise very high as compared to any other country, number of army personnel to the population is very high. So they are able to create confusion and torture your own people. Their efficiency is the most unprofessional army. The results have been, the efficiency has been seen in 1948, 1971, 1965, Kargil, and this operation Sindoor also. So they can do nothing outside. 1971 that they were rogered and they didn't know what to do. They were there at the surrender. They never have been in the past, history in the past, with so many people with the armaments. Army's aim is to fight till the last of the bullet. So army's efficiency has been known to the world, except they know only how to torture their own people and doing business in the Pakistan, in the own country. Now this terrorist activity, what they say that to say? They say that Taliban Pakistan is a terrorist organization. We want to destroy them. For this, army should be used. Air effort in their own country is just not heard of. It means their army is so inefficient, so that they cannot go inside and even take on the few terrorists who may be number of 10 or 15. So that is reflecting and that is showing the image of Munir, what is the army strength and what it can be done. And using Air Force. Now J-17 is a Chinese fighter aircraft is not capable. It has not able to perform anything of Sindoor. Dr. Amjad, you can note it on, they not perform anything. So bombs what are being dropped. Whenever you drop a bomb, bomb's accuracy is not very high unless it is laser guided, and we have got a very professional pilots whose accuracy can get very high, which Pakistan Air Force doesn't have. If they wanted to destroy such structures, they should have learned something from Indian Air Force, what they have done in Sindoor. Now targeting their own people, it's a shameless. I don't know. And word opinion, I don't know. He has gone and begged and he sat down in the lap of America and China also. So America influencing the word opinion. That's the reason the world is not condemning it. Now second aspect, Amjad, Dr. Mirza I was telling you, because they have already sold their minerals, sold their rare earths to America. They just want to get vacated. This may be one of the very valid reason. I am very convinced with them. This is the valid reason. That is the way only they'll develop a sense of fear among the people that we not being targeted only by the army from the air. So air, anything targeted from the air has got a very wide scope of and develops a very sense of fear and apprehension in the mind of the citizens. So they will vacate it. If that is the intention, to sell the Pakistan to America and later on citizen move away from that area, then it is convincing. And this Munir Indian Pakistan army, I have been telling since ages, I have been telling since the time I have been coming on the channel. This Pakistan army is the main headache of the Pakistan. Pakistan army needs to be sorted out. Pakistan army, there is a gap between the Jawans and the officers. See, there is a solid gap between the officers, and officers taking for the right. I am sure the time is not far when there will be unrest in the Pakistan army and Jawans who have been dominated by Baluchistan and KPK, they start taking on them. The public has to come on road. Public has to come on road. Pakistan army, Pakistan comes up, because Pakistan political leaders and Pakistan normal population doesn't want all these things, anti-India feeling and bombing their own people. So they have to come on the road. Best thing only for the Pakistan future is to disarm army and make them weak, because the generals have already taken their pretty life, taken their whatever money they have gone to America. Munir has gone, he has taken a citizenship for his wife and the family already moved out. Hum bhi to general hai, we are also general from Indian Air Force, we don't have that amount of money. So these generals, a few generals have been taking the entire Pakistan for a ride. So these generals, first of all, once they are sorted out, everything will happen good for the Pakistan.
Okay.
Good for India also,
let me join Ambassador Goel as well. Ambassador Goel, does the global silence though on all of this surprise you, shock you, amaze you? What do you make of the fact that not a word has been spoken on this internationally, this kind of atrocity that a country can do on its own people? Ambassador Goel, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Can you hear me now? I
Yes.
was in the mute. All right. No, I first of all, I must thank NewsX for having this debate very, very timely within a day of what happened in Pakhtunkhwa. It's actually shocking. It's so shocking that when I saw the news today in the morning, I was shocked. I really didn't have any words. I only had, how it happens that you begin to really look at the whole situation, you begin to see why and how's of it. And to my mind, one image came immediately. How is it different from what is happening in Gaza? Gaza is not so much of air action, it is air action, but Gaza is mostly IDF on ground with air supporting them, it is air action. But the same kind of political resolve, we will wipe Hamas out, that's the only solution. For Pakistan, we will have to wipe these people out. That's the only way we can have peace in the region. Is that the only way to have peace in the region, really? And the same kind of a thing, till recently, not one word of criticism from the international community to what happened in Gaza. Not one word of criticism. And the same thing is happening here. 30 people, civilian, who were described as Taliban. Why? Is that the only way to deal with Taliban, to destroy the civilians in the area, who are also being actually punished by Taliban? And therefore, they should be obliterated? No, I think it's a matter which requires very strong international condemnation of the Pakistani action. At the same time, I know that politically the world probably will not do it. Just like they didn't do it in Gaza. And therefore, my sense would be that the matter should be raised in the United Nations. Even though Pakistan is a member of the Security Council, any member of the United Nations can approach the UNSC, raising the issue for debate. We know that if we raise it in the UNSC, Pakistan will vote against it. We know that probably USA will veto it. But we must do it now.
Okay, that's perhaps something that the people of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa would want from us, would expect from us. Major Katoch, do you agree? Also, Major Katoch, as far as, of course, this this extreme measure is concerned, what made Pakistan take it according to you, and what does this give us a sense of what is now coming, what further they are planning against their own people in this area and in other parts as well?
No, you see, I think what these chefs are trying to do, they are trying to get this area vacated, which is a very serious affair in itself. And what Dr. Amjad has said, while I was not thinking of that particular angle earlier, I think it makes a lot of sense. You see, there was no reason really for them to do it. It is not that the Taliban in that particular area is creating such a lot of problems for them. And even otherwise, when those problems are being created, it is not in that area. That is one. So there is something else involved, and for them to get this area vacated and to give it to the Americans or to the Chinese, I really don't know what their plan is. But there's one more point with Dr. Amjad was asking about the munitions used. If it is a glide bomb, and the glide bombs, as per the reports, is what was used, and I've seen the explosion, those the images of those explosions, I've seen that. Now, the thing is, for this glide bomb, the guidance is coming from satellites. And those satellites are Chinese satellites, which means they're directly involved. I think the Chinese cannot say that, okay, we are simply giving this to the Pakistanis and they're doing the rest. It is their satellite, assistance, which is actually giving guidance to these bombs. And the Chinese did the same thing. They gave the Pakistanis the satellite assistance even during Op Sindoor. All the intelligence data, etc., they're still doing it now. This is one point. The second thing is, what can we do about it? Very frankly, this UNSC, the UN is as dead as the proverbial dodo. They're not going to do anything. The key is really public pressure. The Vietnam War, the Americans had to go out not because they were hit by the Vietnamese army. They went out because of American public pressure. I think it is important to educate the Western public opinion of what is happening here, of the amount of killings which is being done to the civilians. And once the civilian public in the West get aware of what is happening, or at least it is, those images percolate down to the media, I think it is going to have an impact. Now,
how do we do that, sir? How do we do that?
No, the media, this is what I'm saying. The media is very important. You see, the media, the social media too. So from your side, all your groups, those photographs must be beamed across to all your friends in the United States, and they will beam it across to them. The social media spreads like wildfire. And that opinion, I think, is going to make a huge difference. Otherwise, depending on things like UN, or the Americans, geopolitical interest will trump anything. When 200 people die in Africa, it doesn't even make a headline. When some people die in some particular places, one American is shot somewhere, that becomes global headlines. That is the way the media is being controlled, and human rights is being projected.
Yes, Dr. Mirza is coming in. Dr. Mirza is reacting. Yes, Dr. Mirza.
Yes.
No, first of all, were they laser-guided missiles? Second is, were they J-17 Chinese aircrafts used in that? Do you think so?
Yes, that is the information which we have got, and I see no reason to disbelieve that information.
Okay. That's all I wanted to confirm. Thank you.
Okay. Now, giving us a sense of what is coming next, do you believe, Air Vice Marshal Tiwari, that this is something that will continue? They want this land vacated, is what Major General Katoch is saying. Could this be something that could continue then? This kind of, bombardment, aerial bombardment of this area. Also, is this then, spelling out the strategy that Pakistan could adopt against other parts of their country as well, which also could see strife in the coming days?
They have to see that, I don't know what that Munir wants, what Pakistan Prime Minister wants. I don't think there is any commonality and they know what they want. It is only Munir, what he wants to serve this purpose. Because Munir now, after becoming Field Marshal, he controls even Air Force also. So now Air Force Chief had some inhibitions initially, before going for the war during the Sindhu war operation, Sindhu also. But there was a difference between them. But after he became a Field Marshal, he has got a control over the Air Chief also. Now, wherever the aircraft is concerned, J-17, Pakistan entire air fleet, except a few squadrons of F-16, most of the aircrafts are from the Chinese origin. Chinese has done a lot, but Chinese has done by the reverse engineering. So whatever they claim, that efficiency we cannot obtain from the Chinese aircraft, that you have already seen it. In spite of Chinese satellites' help also, they could not do much and could not save their targets. So if they want to identify and kill and only that terrorist organization, Taliban Pakistan, they should not have used, they would not have used. This is one concept, it's showing very clearly the army is weak. Secondly, now I feel after Dr. Mirza's his views when he expressed, I get the feeling they want to develop a sense of fear, apprehension, people staying in that area. If you are bombed, target may be anything, and bomb can go, bomb's accuracy can be anything from 100 yards plus minus. Circular error, just Katoch sir was saying, it can drop anywhere. So this sense of fear, when it gets from the public, they are not bothered, they have to leave. So if that is the reason, it means Pakistan, Munir has sold Pakistan to the America and fast to the China. And Goel Sahab will tell me it is sold to the China. It is high time when the army should come and revolt against the generals and the people should come on the road. The generals are very weak. Munir, even you saw that Mr. General Bajwa also, he also ran away. None of the generals are staying here. This is the time their young officers and Jawans should realize what they have done to Pakistan. They should be eliminated. If not killed, at least they should be forced to go away. Otherwise, Pakistan will be the similar situation what Zelensky had done to Uzbekistan. Zelensky had done to Ukraine. So this situation, if a country is going to the dogs, country is getting deteriorated from all aspects, economical, financial aspect, everything is going down and down. Whom should we blame? The public and citizens has to high time they have to come out. They have to come out on the road, and I am sure Pakistan army, within the army, there will be some differences of opinion, and they will not able to take on how they have done it in the past.
Okay.
In the past,
my thanks to all of our guests for joining us. We've run totally out of time. More breaking news now coming in. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has penned a letter to all countrymen on GST Bachat Day. He has said this festive season, let's celebrate the GST Bachat Utsav. Lower GST rates mean more savings for every household and greater ease for businesses. Siddharth is joining us for more details on this story. Siddharth, take us to the details of this letter that the Prime Minister has written to all countrymen.
Absolutely, Uday. I have this letter right in front of me. It reads, letter from the Prime Minister. So he says, my fellow Indians, Namaskar. As the nation celebrates the beginning of Navratri, I extend heartfelt wishes to you and your families. May this festival bring good health, happiness and prosperity to everyone. This year, the festive season brings an added reason to rejoice. From September 22nd, the next generation GST reforms have begun to make their presence felt, marking the start of a GST Bachat Utsav or GST Savings Festival across the country. These reforms will boost savings and directly benefit every section of the society, be it farmers, women, youth, poor, middle class, traders or MSMEs. They will encourage greater growth and investments and accelerate the progress of every state and region. An important feature of the next generation GST reforms is that there will be mainly two slabs of 5% and 18%. Daily essentials such as food, medicines, soap, toothpaste, insurance and many more items will either be tax-free or fall in the lower 5% tax slab. Goods that were earlier taxed at 12% have almost entirely shifted to 5%. It is greatly heartening to see various shopkeepers and traders putting up then and now boards which indicate taxes pre-reforms and post-reforms. In the last few years, 25 crore people have risen above poverty and formed an aspirational neo-middle class. Further, we have also strengthened the hands of our middle class with the massive income tax cuts which ensure zero tax up to annual income of rupees 12 lakh. If we combine the income tax cuts and next generation GST reforms, they add up to savings of nearly rupees 2.5 lakh crore for the people. Your household expenses will reduce and it will be easier to fulfill aspirations such as building a home, purchasing a vehicle, purchasing appliances, eating out or planning a family vacation. Our nation's GST journey, which began in 2017, was a turning point in freezing our nations and businesses from the web of multiple taxes. GST united the nation economically. One nation, one tax brought uniformity and relief. The GST Council, with active participation of both center and states, took many pro-people decisions. Now these new reforms will take us further, simplifying the system, reducing rates and putting more savings in the hands of the people. Our small industries, shopkeepers, traders, entrepreneurs and MSMEs will also see greater ease of doing business and ease of compliance. Lower taxes, lower prices, simpler rules will mean better sales, less compliance, burden and growth of opportunities, especially in the MSME sector. Our collective goal is Viksit Bharat by 2047. To achieve it, walking on the path of self-reliance is imperative. These reforms strengthen our local manufacturing base, paving the way towards Atmanirbhar Bharat. On a related note, this festive season, let us also resolve to support products that are made in India. This means buying Swadeshi products that have the sweat and toil of an Indian involved in their making, is irrespective of the brand or the company that makes them. Every time you buy a product made by our own artisans, workers and industries, you're helping many families earn their living and creating job opportunities for our youth. I appeal to our shopkeepers and traders to sell products that are made in India. Let us proudly say what we buy is Swadeshi. Let us proudly say what we sell is Swadeshi. I also urge state governments to encourage industry, manufacturing and improvement of the investment climate. Once again, I wish you and your families a joyous Navratri and a season full of happiness and savings through the GST Savings Festival. May these reforms bring greater prosperity to every Indian household. So this is the message that the Prime Minister has sent to us.
All right, appreciate you joining us, Siddharth, with those details. Now, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh, meanwhile, is in Morocco, where the first ever Indian defence manufacturing plant is being set up under the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative. Defence Minister laid wreath at the mausoleum of Mohammed V and late King Hassan II in Rabat. Rajnath Singh will also be attending the inauguration of the Tata Advanced Systems Maroc's new manufacturing facility. Ajay Jandial is with us on this story. Ajay, the Defence Minister is in Morocco. Give us more details.
Yes, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh is in Morocco, and Union Defence Minister Rajnath Singh lays wreath at mausoleum of late King Mohammed V and late King Hassan Hassan II. And this is basically during he is there to inaugurate a Tata facility. According to information, Defense Minister Rajnath Singh has undertaken the 2 days official visit to Moscow, and from Monday he is there, and this will mark first ever visit of Raksha Mantri to the North Africa's nation, and understanding the he's underscoring the growing strategy coverage between India and Moscow. And during the visit, Minister will attend the inaugural of Tata Advanced System Morocco new manufacturing facility for wheeled armed plant platform over there, and this is going to be the first ever armed plant over there by Tata. And this is definitely a new achievement as defense infrastructure of India is growing in the world, and definitely it is going to change the scenario and change the image of Indian defense system and the Indian defense company in the world as well.
Thank you, Ajay, for joining us with those updates. Let's slip into a short break on that note.